Good morning, guys. If you have watched our last couple of videos, you will know that we are about to embark on the road trip of a lifetime.
The Pan-American Highway. The
Pan-American Highway, which means drive all the way from the north of America, Alaska, to the very tip in the south in Argentina, across like all of the Americas, not the Americans. We have the boat booked to bring our van to Canada.
It's official, folks. Vinny's going to Canada, we're going to Canada.
We have our US visa approved. And now the next thing to do is to actually get our van on the boat to Canada. Before we can do that.
Good morning, guys. How do you like my new thingy? It's actually from our godchild. She forgot it in our van, so I'm keeping it. We're supposed to have a full week to get our van ready, to get it shipped, to get it empty, clean. But a few days ago we got the message that we had to deliver the van 3 days early to the port. We were like, 3 days early, no problem. And then 3 hours later they were like, yeah, it's not actually 3 days earlier, it's like a whole week earlier now, so can you please do it in the morning as well? So it's like 8 days less than we're supposed to have.
We haven't had any time the past couple of days because of lots of translation work, etc., seeing friends and family, to actually get cracking on making the van ready for the shipment. But today is the day.
Tomorrow morning we have to bring Vinny to the harbor, which is about an hour from here. So today we have a bunch of stuff to do. We need to clean the van inside, outside, underside. We need to empty it completely. We need to make sure everything is fixed in place, that it cannot, because like the boat moves on the ocean. We need to make sure that all the stuff that we need to leave in the van is secured in a locked cupboard or something, because apparently everything you leave in the van pretty much gets stolen.
So the first job is to empty everything out.
Yep.
Completely.
Because we were so busy we didn't really like properly clean up, and as you see, it's a bit of a mess.
This is our bathroom. I'm not sure a bit of a mess covers it.
I don't know. Day has not started off well. I was picking up some stuff and apparently there was this really sharp thing and I cut myself already. So there are actually two ways you can ship a van or a car or anything wheeled across the ocean. That is, you can put it in a container. You have a private container that is for you. You put your van or car in there, they lock it up, they seal it in front of you, and then it's 10 days on the boat in a sealed container, get it on the other side, and they open up with the seal intact hopefully and all that stuff. So normally nobody can get into that container. Your stuff is very safe. You can leave everything in your van as you wish. The other way to ship it is roll on, roll off, which is basically like a car ferry. So instead of putting it in a container and then on a container ship, they just drive your van onto a ship that is made to transport cars like this. And then the van stays on the ship with the keys with it, I guess, and it's 10 days on sea. And people on the boat and in the harbor can have access to it because they need the key to drive it off and all that stuff. And that way your personal effects are not really safe. The thing is, we cannot use a container because our van is a little bit too high for to fit in a container. Our van is 2.92 meters, maybe a bit more with the fan on top and all that stuff. The only option we have currently is to put it in a roll-on, roll-off ship. We have done some research. A lot of things get stolen all the time. Pretty much anything, like the weirdest thing you can imagine, like flip-flops or even cutlery or whatever you leave in your van, it can and probably will get stolen.
And all of these cabinets, top and bottom, are full of stuff, full of clothes, full of kitchen utensils. So we have to take this all out of here. It's a bit of a hassle, this whole shipping business actually. It's also costing us an arm and a leg, which we'll tell you more about in a minute.
Ooh, very important, my snorkeling set. I use it all the time. Just unwrapping all the pillows here, taking all the covers off. Because you've seen a video by Chris and Marianne from Thread the Globe. They also shipped their van from Europe to the US, I think. yeah, when they got back to van, it seemed like there were people who had spent time in their camper laying on their bed and there were footprints everywhere. So we figured let's make it as unattractive as possible for them. So these like white, off-white pillows are already less than this like nice colorful thingy. And then even if they like go on our pillows, at least they don't mess up the covers.
So the company we're shipping with is actually called IVSS. They're like a broker for shipping. They're not the actual carrier. So they put you in contact with the people on the ship to make the reservation for you, help you with custom stuff, etc. And they also send you this pretty elaborate list of stuff that you're not allowed to leave in the van because customs on the Canadian side will just not accept those goods coming into the country. So you're not allowed to bring any like dishwasher liquid or soap or stuff like that, cleaning stuff. You're not allowed to because it's like chemical stuff and they don't like having it on the boat. You're not allowed to bring any food, any drinks. Also, you're not allowed to bring gas. So our gas bottle here, that we use for cooking, etc. We're not allowed to leave that on the boat. So we've tried to sort of clean up and clean everything
What's
out.
going on here?
I've trapped myself.
Are you cleaning up?
But look at all of this.
Look.
Like, this is an absolute, in less than 24 hours, well, that's optimistic. Like, in about 20 hours, we have to be at the port. And that's like an hour and a half away. I mean, this is either the time that we panic or use our common sense.
Stay calm, Kim, stay calm. Don't panic.
My
Don't
instincts telling me to slowly start panicking a little bit. But, I mean, I don't know how we're gonna get this all. How are we gonna get all of this or most of this to Canada? Because we can put some of the stuff in our bags, but not everything. And I mean, look at all the stuff that's still in here.
They also have toilet paper in Canada.
I have to pee. You have to let me out.
So you're just gonna make a mess and run off? Alrighty, it's starting to look a little bit more empty. We still have a little bit of crap here, a little bit of crap here, but most of this is pretty empty now. Most important part, this is our table, this is also our bed. The table just fits in here, but this is loose and this is also loose. And we don't want our table to go off flying or to get smacked around in the sea. Normally it's not a big problem, but you never know if there's a storm. Alright, step one. Next step, we want to make this into a lock compartment, so we bought some padlocks for this. And we bought this screw eye as well, so I'm going to put a screw eye in here, screw eye in here. Hopefully it will fit these padlocks.
You're gonna be just fine.
That's how it's supposed to work. We'll see. Ta-da! It's not super pretty, but it's just like a very temporary solution just to ship it so we can store some stuff in these two boxes beneath the bed. And on this side I'm also going to fix this lid here, not to lock it off with the padlock, but so we can like screw another piece of wood in here so the table doesn't go flying.
This is what happens. I mean, the screws are in there. Look at them. They're in there. They're right here, but it's not really helping, is it? This is what happens when you just YOLO everything.
This is not supposed to happen. Who built this? I mean, this is just...
You built this.
We're going old school. It's just the way I love to work, you know, just me and my tools. This piece of wood goes across here, fix it over there, fix it over there. The table can't move.
We're gonna put our window covers in here. This is the insulation material slash sort of improv curtains that we use to cover the windows in the evening. We really did not know what to do with these babies because there's 3 times more than what I'm holding in total, and we really didn't know where to put it because it's quite bulky, and we really don't want someone to steal it, but we don't have room to lock those away. But we're just gonna put them in here. It would be really annoying if someone would snag them, but I mean, seriously, what is anyone gonna do with this on a ship or on a boat, or if you don't have a van? Oh, please God.
This is all the stuff that is supposed to fit in our 2 pantries that we have installed locks on.
Basically, these are pretty expensive items that we don't want to have to replace, so we can't risk anyone taking them, but we also can't take them to Canada by air. So they're gonna have to fit in here. Jump starter for the car, snow shovel.
My fancy kitchen knives. Alrighty.
The last of it. Word of caution though, this is only half a pantry because our hot water heater is in there as well. But yeah, no, I didn't think so. Oh, damn it. It's only slightly too big, but there has to be a way.
I just 3D modeled it, it's not going to fit. I'm not going to take that stuff out, so I think we're just going to put this in the bag. We're making some good progress, but we have to make sure that the exterior of the car is clean, especially the underneath the car needs to be free of dirt and soil, because Canadian customs are pretty strict on that, and if not clean, then they might fine you or they might charge you a cleaning fee or something like that. So I'm gonna go to the car wash right now before it closes.
This is indeed not car wash, but we just realized that we might be forgetting about the most important thing of all, something to make sure that our kitchen drawers don't open when the boat wobbles like this from side to side, which sometimes in rough weather can happen. We want something to make sure that our drawers cannot come out, and I think they also require it for customs to make sure that everything is really securely stowed inside your cabinets and stuff. So we didn't buy that yet.
I'm gonna give it a good rub underneath here because it needs to be squeaky clean there as well.
You might recognize this driveway, by the way, as the one that belongs to Sarah and Francis, who have been kind enough to lend it to us for the day so we can get everything sorted.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. We spent yesterday finishing up the van until
11 a.m.
Until 11 a.m. Thank
11
goodness.
p.m. Luckily 11 p.m.
PM. Thank goodness Sarah and Francis made us dinner. And then we did a bunch of paperwork as well after that until about midnight. And this is what the van currently looks like. So in order to keep everything secure, our cabinets during shipping, and make sure nothing can open, or at least not too much, we've put up these cords here across our kitchen cabinets. They can unplug it at customs using this bolt snap if they want to. We have professionally attached our toilet. We've put some boxes next to it so it can't swing around that way either. We've taped down little plastic box so no cockroaches can get into the van. It's a big ship. I've seen movies. I know cockroaches can be on this ship. Bubble wrap the shower head. Naick didn't believe in that, but I did it anyway.
Free the shower head. No more bubble wrap.
And then over here, we have our locks on both sides. This here, so it doesn't look too cozy for someone to go to bed during a shift change or whatever. And all of this is as good as empty. Just this sort of storage boxes are left in here, and that's pretty much it. And also Naick has put some almost professional level care into cleaning the cab of the van, which is now squeaky clean.
Yeah, this is the most important part. Look how clean and shiny it is, and here as well, and then look, it's never been this clean.
It's literally never been this clean.
We've owned the van for 1.5 years, almost 2 years now.
It wasn't even this clean when we got it from
It's never been this clean.
from the dealers.
They're just gonna put it on a ship.
So currently, it is about 8 a.m. in the morning. We have to be at the port and release it in the harbor at the very latest by 11. So we're leaving now already.
Mom, we are ready. Ready to give our baby into the hands of someone else.
A power of attorney for the shipping company. We have a shipping note, this little overview of the car, and so we think we are all set, and in about an hour and a half we should be in Zeebrugge. That is where the port is, and that is where the boat is gonna leave from with our van to Canada.
And hopefully not sink or get caught in a storm.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or fly off.
It's a van.
Oh, it's a boat.
Oh, yes, those can fly. We have arrived at the harbor. That's the one, that boat over there, that's our boat. It says Ukos and then Morning Celeste right there, that's our boat.
Oh, I can see it.
So cool, that's the boat Vinny's gonna go on. And before we get to the port, there's really one last very important thing that was on our to-do list. We've been putting it off for a while. Naick, will you do the honors?
Okay, little boy, it's time for you to learn what is next for you. Vinny, you are going on a little holiday by yourself.
A little cruise, if you will.
You are going on a little luxury, very expensive luxury cruise, Vinny. You'll be fine.
You'll be. It's your first time away from us, but there are plenty of people there to take care of you. They're gonna put you somewhere nice and cozy where you can play with all the other cars, and
he's happy.
He's happy that went well. It's the first time we're doing this, so we were nervous about this bit, but maybe it's just me being nervous about this bit. It's just a car. It's just a car. So Naick has gone in to file a bunch of paperwork, signed stuff, because legally he is the owner of this vehicle, and I'm just out here hanging out, watching the van. I mean, we're good, but I'm just taking pictures of it because you need to be able to prove the state that it's in right now, because we took out insurance, and if we're on the other side in Canada and we're like, hey, this thing broke on our van and it wasn't like that before, you need to be able to prove that. So you need to take a ton of pictures. Someone is probably gonna come over and inspect it or something. We'll see. It looks good. I mean, it looks good. The hero returns. What did they say?
Good to go. I just had to give my passport and the car registration document. They made a copy of it and that was it. And then they gave me official looking paper for the shipment. Probably says, hey, here we have your car. 10 minutes time when their lunch break is over, the guys are gonna drive it already into the port and onto the boat.
Did you ask what they're having for lunch?
No, I didn't.
It was really, really smooth actually. This is my first time to the port here. I'd give it a 5 out of 5 for service. there fast. They didn't bother us. We did lots of pointless cleaning. Up until this point, no one has checked anything. No, but
there's no way back now. There's no way back.
In the meantime, we have received confirmation that the ship has left the port, and also they sent us this tracking code on a website where you can just go and check at all times where exactly the ship is. So that's super nice. We saw that first it went up to the Netherlands, then to Sweden, now it's in the UK or just leaving the UK, and then from there it's gonna go to Canada. In total, it's gonna take about 15 days for the ship to get to Halifax, normally a few days after we make it to Canada ourselves. One very important, rather unfortunate little detail: before we can pick up the van, we have to pay the invoice. And now you might be thinking, and a lot of people have already asked, shipping a van, like that has to be expensive if you're shipping it halfway across the world. And why, yes, it's very expensive. It's extremely expensive, actually. Before I tell you what the exact amount is that we are paying, because we just got the invoice, do keep in mind though that we're shipping it to Canada, and then from there we're going to be living in it for a really long time. So we don't have to pay for any hotels unless we want to every now and then. We don't have to pay for public transportation. Of course you have to pay for gas, etc., but we don't have to take any trains, any buses, etc. We can save a lot of money cooking our own food in the van, etc., etc. But I'm just gonna pull up the invoice here for you guys. We just paid it, and on the invoice it says that we are paying them just shy of 3,800 euros to ship our van from Belgium to Canada one way. So if at some point we want to bring the van back, we're gonna have to pay at least the same amount again to be able to get it back to Belgium. So that is like a lot of money. The shipping charge is about 2,880 euros, and then the residual, about 900 euros, is all sorts of fees for customs checks, import fees, soil inspections, documentation and handling fees. There are a whole bunch of companies you can choose to ship with. We went with IVSS because they have a really handy website that lets you just request quotes instantaneously for pretty much any shipping route you can think of. You just plug in all your data and they send you the quote straight into your mailbox, whereas a lot of other companies that we contacted take days and sometimes longer to get back to you. So it was a really smooth process with them. They're also the cheapest company that we got in touch with, and so far everything has been going really smoothly. They're giving us all the information that we need, but we'll see, of course, what our van ends up looking like when it gets to the other side. So yes, believe it or not, that is actually the lowest amount that we have been quoted to send our van to Canada. We're gonna see you in the next video where we're going to be flying to Canada to start our Pan-American adventure. Hopefully going to find the van in one piece with nothing taken from it on the other side. And we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.